me a drink. Happy Friday, everyone. Awesome humans. This morning we had a really good call in the spiritual sovereignty container. And things are just really, we're halfway through and things are just really landing for these women to watch. You know, some of their motivating reasons for coming were, you know, to have and find freedom, to be able to set boundaries and all of that sort of thing, and to find a place of self-honorance. Oh my gosh, Jessie, happy Friday. You gorgeous, gorgeous woman, you. So their intention was to find this place of peace, of self-honor, of self-love, and to start to rebuild a framework for them to feel safe inside of, to really be fully expressed, their fully expressed selves, to know what feels like them and what feels like someone else's conditionings. To watch such massive transformations within just a couple of weeks is quite mind-blowing, and such an honor to be a part of. And one of the things that we sort of touched on this morning, and that you know, a couple of the women have noticed, is that as you honor yourself, you barely even have to speak your boundaries, because people just instinctually know what they are. I'm going to cough for a second because I got a tickle in my throat. Excuse me. I'm at home, that's why I'm not covering. Anyway, honoring that I had to cough, my goodness. So honoring yourself is able to set an ability to basically bring your whole energy into a certain vibration so that people come at you in a very, very different way. Purely for the fact that you have changed something about yourselves means that the way that everyone interacts with you from then on out, it has to change, because you're not the same. You're bringing in a different element, which is you, which is beautiful, and you're able to do that. That's why when some people start setting boundaries, you're bringing a different element of you to it, which throws up a spanner in their works. They're not used to that tickle. I might just take a drink. It's hilarious. It's just a tickle, and you know what? It's on the right side of my throat, which is the masculine side. I was talking about this earlier today. The funny thing is, I reckon it's there because I wrote something down around the idea of not speaking your boundaries. And actually, it's important to speak your boundaries. That's what I think this tickle is all about. And that's usually, if you gain an awareness around something that's happening in your physical body, sometimes that's enough to shift the energy, just to change how that energy is showing up in your body. So even now the tickle's kind of gone. That's just part of what I've studied through kinesiology. Is that what you're thinking? I love that, Jessie. So Jessie said, haha, 100% I was thinking that. Exactly. Sometimes all we need is the awareness, and that is enough to shift something out of our body. And that is why healing doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be suffering. It doesn't have to be like time consuming and oh my goodness. And, you know, I was in a religion for 30 years and it's going to take me another 30 years to deconstruct. Nope. I was in a relationship with a narcissist for 5 years or whatever, and it's going to take me another 5 years to heal all of that. Nope. Is it going to take you 1 year? Maybe. It'll take you as long as you want it to take. But there is one very essential element to things coming easily, and that is when your highest priority is self-honorance. If you can honor yourself, and that involves several different things, one being absolute honesty and integrity to your truth, integrity into your soul at that knowing level. You have to be so willing to be aligned with that. 2, you have to be so willing to unconditionally love, accept, adore yourself. Forgive. Self-compassion. Without that, there is no self-honorance. 3, a deep residing respect for the journey you have traveled and for your desires ahead. Respect. Those 3 things are so important when it comes to the conversation of self-honorance. It's not selfish. It doesn't encroach on anyone else's it doesn't harm anyone else to honor yourself if you're doing it from a place of love. Doing things from a place of fear, which is behind a lot of other shadow elements, that is what usually tends to hurt other people. When we're coming from a place of self-honorance, it doesn't, because it actually doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. It only has to do with us. So us setting these, when we are in that place of alignment with ourselves, when we are in that place of self-honorance, our energy naturally rises. Our vibration naturally rises, which means that some people are just going to naturally fall away. But it also means that because you have a new vibration, you're going to be attracting new people into that vortex. So you're going to be spinning at a different rate, which means you're going to be calling in different people, different experiences, different feelings, all of that. And something is going to trip you up, and that is how much pleasure you feel you deserve. That's a little bit on energetic boundaries. A little sidetracked in all of that, but yes, it's important to speak your boundaries, because I'm getting that tickle back. It's important to speak your boundaries. Absolutely. No one can read your mind. You cannot expect them to. That is unrealistic. However, if you can speak your boundaries, it becomes a lot easier to speak your boundaries when you absolutely feel them on a cellular level, on a soul level. Honor yourselves, guys. It's so worth it. It's so beautiful when you can feel completely safe to exist and be your fully expressed self in the world. If you are curious about the spiritual sovereignty, DM me. I'm about to open up another intake, and there is going to be an early bird price. So DM me if you're curious about that, if you missed out last time. Other than that, enjoy your weekend. Honor yourself. Mwah.